We're starting the stream. We're starting the stream. Starting stream. I wonder if is anybody else streaming right now? No. Good. Good. All right. Let's see. Why is that off? Hold on a second. We'll do that. There we go. Okay. Okay. Let's see. What we got? We got a couple people in here already. Welcome. Happy Saturday. It is holiday Saturday. Let's see. What was that? Let's see. Just kind of start things go. They redesigned the pop-ups in the window, so I got kind of thrown off by one that just kind of came up here in the chat. Anyway, let's see. What's up, TM Nerdy? Let's go. New to the channel. I've been watching pretty much everything you have. Well, damn. There's a lot to dig through, man. I appreciate that though. That 90s show, Stargirl, Final Fantasy VII Remake. Oh my god, those later chapters. I know my commentary was getting a little annoying for some people. I mean, if you played the original, you have to just wonder what they're going to do once you get to a point. Tales of the Jedi, Midnight Club, Fall of the House of Usher. Hell yeah, man. Then your newer stuff like Ted Lasso, What If, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. We got plenty of stuff. We got a lot of stuff to kind of dig through. If you like House of Usher, I've got the whole Flanagan verse stuff laid out before us on the channel in its at least current entirety, including the Midnight Club, which you mentioned. Yeah, welcome. I assume you're Canadian based on the leaf, but who knows? Maybe you just like maples. I need to get me back up to Canada one of these days, man. I miss my little trips up there. What's up, Avnish? How are you? How are you doing? Do you reckon Roscoe will come back in Reacher Season 2? Honestly, I doubt it. I highly, highly doubt it. Any ties that they make with this stuff, because I imagine it's very, at least I imagine the series that it's adapting is very anthology-ish. You know, we have some recurring characters in capacity in which it makes sense so far. Without saying anything in particular, spoilery, if anybody hasn't seen episode 4 this week, you know, anybody that's going to show up, I imagine it will make sense within the bounds of it. But Roscoe, based on how we left her at the end of last season, highly doubt she's going to be anywhere outside of Margrave. And I can't see anything that is going to bring our team to Margrave right now. So, could they? Maybe. But I'm highly doubtful about that one. Thank you for your super. It was a sticker, I guess. It looks like a little #1 flashing and bouncing around. I wish I could display the super stickers on here, but thank you, Jeffrey Poston. That was your first super on a live stream. Well, thank you. Enjoy it so much. Let's see. What's up, Merce? Hope you're having a good well. So far, so good. Good vibes. Just got back from Aquaman 2. So I got, you know, obviously we got other stuff I got to record this weekend. So hopefully I just got to muster up the strength to do the review style stuff. Like sometimes I just like, I don't know. It takes a lot to get me in the vibe and mindset to sit down and just kind of spew my thoughts on a movie sometimes. I think this one should be pretty easy to get it out because there's not a whole lot I got to kind of talk about too much. But yeah, I just got back from that. So far, day's been pretty solid. Worst main characters in the Arrowverse shows for you. Cecile. Chester. Allegra. Do those count? or are we talking like leads, not secondaries? I mean, I wouldn't say, no one from Arrow really stands out to me as being like problematic in the grand scheme of things, at least not that I can think of at the moment. Supergirl. I mean, as far as the characters themselves go, I like all of them. I think Jimmy is probably the least interesting. Yeah, Mona, not great. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not going to go through every show, but like, those are the main ones. And most of them are on The Flash. Most of the other supporting cast across the board on all the other shows are tolerable. So I would probably go with just the recent changes up in the Flash cast. Thoughts on Henry Cavill's Warhammer 40K show as Amazon and Games Workshop make an agreement? I've never even remotely dabbled in Warhammer anything. I'm only familiar with it. Well, I've become increasingly familiar with it. Like, I looked some stuff up after some interviews of Henry Cavill talking about it and the show becoming a thing. Obviously, during the Xbox age, you know, there was that Space Marines game that was very popular. I never played it, but I saw advertisements for it, so I'm familiar with the imagery of that. But the world itself, I don't really know anything about. But I'm excited. I don't know how you do it. Like, I was researching what Warhammer basically is. Like, the story behind it. Not so much. I know what it is, but like the story, the world. And there's not like a central character. So like, I'm interested in how they're going to put it together. He's a hyper fan for that. And he's a producer, so I imagine he's probably got a good head on his shoulders to make that happen, and I'll be curious to see what that looks like when it comes out, because I doubt Amazon is going to penny pinch too much on that show, because honestly, I don't know how you do that show cheap, so we'll see. What's up, Ginger? Didn't think I'd be here for tonight's stream, but here I am. Yeah, I thought I remember you saying you wouldn't be able to make it, but welcome. I hope the circumstances are okay as to why you're here today, but hope you're enjoying your Saturday. Hope you're having a good day so far. But I'm doing all right. Let's see. So, Omni, how did you like the return of Finlay? I guess that's a spoiler. I just tried to avoid that, but I did just pop that up. Tickled me delightfully. I mean, I don't know how many people are watching Reacher right now. We're a few days after the fact, but like, great little surprise. Absolutely tickled me to death. Yeah, that's what I was talking about. It makes sense. We were in Boston. That's where he lives. Makes sense for him to show up. So, yeah, I like that a lot. Really, really dug it. Let's see, where did that go? What's up, MSK? Get hyped for Doctor Who Christmas special. It's the only thing I'm gonna do Christmas Day. I'm going to not do anything else, but I will record that when it comes out. I'm not going to edit it. I'm not going to do a thumbnail. I'm not going to do anything else. I'll watch it. I'll record it and send it away to Prepper, and I'm going to do absolutely fuck all Christmas Day. I was trying to... I've completely forgot the Christmas special was actually going to drop on Christmas. So I was hoping to do nothing all day. But yeah, unfortunately that is unavoidable. However, for New Year's, I think I might actually be able to do nothing for once. What's up, Janine? Seasoned greeting from Spain. I've already indulged in the wine, so apologies for the bad typing. Well, I hope you're relaxed, having fun, at least, and shout outs to Spain. Let's see. I just started Peter Capaldi's run on Doctor Who. No spoilers, but Peter Capaldi is my favorite Doctor because it reminds me of my late papa. Aww. That's sweet. That's a really touching thing. I think Capaldi, and again, I won't go into any specifics. His Doctor, like, you just started it. He's got one of the best character arcs, I think. I've always been a little so-so on the actual storylines of the episodes and some of the seasons, but his character arc from his introduction to his regeneration is just delightful. It's really fun, and he is criminally underrated in his run as the Doctor. Yeah, so like, I think you got some fun stuff to look forward to. I'm not sure how far you're into it, but there's some fun stuff around the corner for you. Was planning to go see Aquaman, but had to cancel, and waiting on Rebel Moon 2 because my eyes keep watering and nose running. Oof. So it's hard to watch long. Gotta love when you're sick on vacations and breaks. The timing on that shit always is awful, man. I hate that. You finally build up to something and you're wanting to, like, you know, just relax, and then you just get sick. You want to do stuff, you have plans, and then bam. Happens to me more often than not, and it's always frustrating. Rebel Moon isn't playing anywhere near me. And like I said, I don't know if I said this on stream, but I know I posted about it on social media at least, that I'm just gonna wait for the real movie to come out. Like, Zack Snyder's PR for this film in his interviews, like, it's just like, why should I even watch the movie that is out right now? Because it's not the real movie, apparently. So, like, I'm gonna wait. I'm just gonna wait for the real version to come out. So, but I did see Aquaman. I was, you know, been busy the last 2 days, so I haven't got to see it on launch. You know, day drop. I didn't get to see it Thursday. I didn't get to see it yesterday, but I woke up fairly early this morning and went to go see it, and I got back roughly an hour before stream. I had a good time. Just found your channel during the Doctor Who 60th special. Great stuff. I really dug the 60th specials, man. It's a great, nice little arc, and we had that Blue Wonder right in the middle. You know, we got our great little setup, our great little close, and we got a little, like, mini episode in the middle that was just like the greatest, some nice sci-fi horror that I really, really like. That's one of the things that Doctor Who does really, really well. Got another super chat from Jeffrey here. Do you plan on watching Fury Road before Furiosa comes out? I do want to watch Fury Road, and I will watch Fury Road before I see Furiosa. I'm not sure when, I don't remember when Furiosa comes out. So I'm not sure what my timetable is going to be, but either way, I won't watch Furiosa until I watch Fury Road. I just need to figure out if I'm going to do that on the channel or not, which I do plan to. Like, if I do like Fury Road or whatever, it will be on the channel. But I still don't know if I'm going to do like the previous, like the whole Mad Max series of films or just Fury Road just yet. But I do plan on covering that at least. I'm not going to just go into Furiosa though. Like, I don't know. I didn't feel that vibe for me. Let's see. What's up, Dion? How's it going? Doing pretty well. Hope you're having a good Saturday, man. Reacher episode was good. Nice seeing them this week. It's a nice cameo that also fit in story-wise. Like, it was a nice little taste without feeling forced. Just like, hey, them, hey, here guys, what's up? Exactly. Episode 4 of Reacher was really great. Dude, I'm really liking this season, man. Season 1 was like banger after banger after banger. And again, like, I do miss the rustic, homey feel of Margrave, but being in the Big Apple, bouncing between there, Denver, Boston, Atlantic City, like, it's fun. It's a complete different feeling of last season with all the same kind of notes, if that makes sense. Hey, Shams. Long time. How you doing? I'm doing good. How are you doing? Nice seeing you in here. It's a mercenary. There's a potential idea for a what if episode that involves Hela that I would like to see. Like one that's already we know about that's coming, or a different one altogether. Curious about that. Do you watch Patrick H. Willems? If not, I highly recommend watching his video on the downfall of Don Simpson. Who the hell is Don Simpson? Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't know anything about this guy. I mean, he's apparently associated with a lot of films I'm aware of, but yeah. I don't know. Maybe I'll look into it. I am enjoying Reacher Season 2. Me as well. I can't wait. I can't wait for the next episode, man. I'm really hungry for these episodes. Am I planning on watching Blue Eye Samurai? Everyone was talking about how good the show is. When I'm feeling like tackling the show, if it was like, if it wasn't like the episodes weren't normal like drama show length, you know, I was probably going to add it into the mix, but like I'm probably going to like, especially with the holidays going on, I'm going to give it some time before I dive into it. I know they confirmed a season 2 is now on the way, so I don't know if doing it now would be more beneficial or doing it closer to the second season, which I know won't be near, but I got to think about it from a YouTube perspective as well. So I do want to see it. The word of mouth has definitely intrigued me. You know, I watched the trailer when it came out, when it was announced. I was like, oh, that looks cool, but I'm probably going to skip it. But the word of mouth has been insane for it. Insane. So I will definitely check it out eventually, but I'm not sure exactly when. Oh yeah, you didn't review Saw X for a while, even though you've seen it day one. Sometimes you just gotta be feeling it. Yeah, I what was that? Oh, I saw it Thursday night. You know, I don't know why. We still advertise. Like, I don't understand the whole bullshit we've changed with like film showings. Like, it still advertises coming out on Fridays, but then there's like 4 showings on the Thursday. It used to just be a midnight showing, which would be a pre-show. But it's essentially these things come out on Thursdays anymore. But anyway, that aside, I saw X the Thursday it came out. And it was like, what, a full week or 2 weeks? Maybe even 3. I don't remember at this point. I know it was a while before I finally posted my thoughts on the film. I mean, I tweeted about it. I was like, dude, I fucking loved this movie. It might be the best in the franchise. And I told you guys here on the stream the same, but I never made a formal video about it. I don't know. It's sitting down and getting in that headspace without having reference, you know, like sitting down to do the reaction and be able to bounce off of what I'm actively seeing, because I have to sit down and recall my thoughts from what I got out of the theater. For me, it's a lot more difficult to do unless it really, like, I have some opinions about it. At the same time, you got to be spoiler free. So like, I don't know. It's just like sometimes I get a little. I got to build up the energy to get into that kind of conversation. How was Aquaman 2? Good or bad? I thought it was really fun. And who knows? Maybe it's my expectations going into it, because everybody I've seen has been just trashing this movie. You know, there's been a lot of bad faith marketing around it as well. And by marketing, I mean like people like looking into scenes and be like, look, they made this joke at such a point in time, and when you watch the movie, it's not at all what was being said by the internet. So I think I had just a lot of low expectations going into it, and in that way, I was just like, I'm just going to have fun. I mean, the first movie had a lot of problems. But that was eye candy and just pure theater fun. While this one isn't as loud and bombastic as the first film, I'm also a sucker for a brother rivalry thing, like, you know, and an enemy. My enemy is now the person I got to work with, so we got this combination of him trying to build this relationship with his brother, which it's an easy way to suck me in. On top of that, we have this like relationship of necessity that is built that just makes for some fun banter, some fun little stuff. So I don't know, I'm a sucker for all of that. I just thought it was fun. It was fun. If I wanted to like dive into a lot of the nitpicky stuff of it all, there's a lot of issues story-wise. Honestly, I think less than the first film, to be honest. If I go like structurally speaking, there's some weird editing choices, sure, but I had fun. You know, and again, a lot of that could have been the expectations set, because at the end of the day, like, it entertained. It delivered on that aspect of it. Sometimes I just like to go to the theater and be entertained and not really think too hard on it. And that's kind of what this movie delivered. You know, I thought most of the jokes landed. I thought the chemistry was really good for the most part between the characters. The visuals, I thought, were pretty solid overall. You know, the same kind of style that you can expect, like, based on what we saw before. A lot of the same aesthetic. Yeah, I don't know. It was fun. It was fucking fun. I don't know. It's already going to get a second season. That's what I was talking about as well. I think that's going back to your Blue Samurai comment. Don't mean react to his videos, but genuinely watch his videos. His cover history of movies. I'll have to look into it. I'll look into it. I enjoyed Aquaman too. I say I'm not alone. Blue Eye Samurai is super good. Just come home from work. It's 1 a.m. here. Hope you're doing well. Well, I hope you have some time to rest. I appreciate you stopping in, checking in, letting us know you're alive and you're all right. I'm glad to hear you're doing well. Hope your shows have been doing well as well. If you're still doing performances and stuff like that. Other than that, maybe I don't want to keep you up. Go to sleep. I'm not one to talk though. What's up, Carp? Found your channel because of One Piece. What are your thoughts on the arc that many think is the worst in the series, Syrup Village? Do people really think it's the worst? I mean, obviously something has to be at the bottom. So, like, I think when people say that too, like, there's a connotation that it's bad. And I don't feel that. I mean, I don't. Just coming into it right now, I thought it's really fun. It is very static. We've been in like we've been literally on from one hill to another hill. So like our change of locations has been very lacking. But I've really enjoyed the ride and the characters and all that kind of stuff, you know. I think it's a little more dynamic in the live action in some ways. But as far as it goes, I'm really enjoying this little segment. Like it's like a battle of philosophies between Luffy and Kuro right now, and I don't know, I like it. I don't, like, who knows? Again, it's only my second arc, really, if you want to even call that first section an arc at all. But, I can't say. Like, I just, you know, just because it's at the bottom of most people's lists, I don't think it necessarily makes it bad. It just, you know, there's going to be things that are more exciting than most. You know, something's got to be at the end of the list. You know, like if I'm ranking like, you know, Harry Potter's or something like that, just whatever's number 8 doesn't mean it's a bad movie. It's just like you gotta put somebody at the back of the line. But it doesn't make the back of the line like a bad place. And maybe I'm getting ahead of myself. I don't know. The arc's technically not over yet. But I don't, if there's actual distaste and hate for it, I don't see why. I like it so far. What's up, Caleb? I find it hilariously funny that a lot of action stars who are meant to be absolute horn dogs tend to fall in love with every woman they sleep with. Mission Impossible, James Bond, Jack Reacher, etc. I've thought about that too, the whole womanizer trope. That they're supposed to be that power fantasy, that they just get all these girls that they want, but then yes, the very next person they sleep with, they will die for them, you know, and then they forget about them in the next movie altogether for one reason or another. That's the difference in Mission Impossible, though. I will give it. Like, there's at least years of separation there, because he stayed faithfully loyal to his wife, even while she was moving on in her life and all that kind of stuff, until he met Ilsa. And then it was more of like a blessing, you know, because we even got Julie's passing, like, approval in a way, you know? It's a little different situation. But yeah, it is a funny little thing. James Bond more specifically, because he's supposed to be very much so more detached. But that's the thing about, I liked about Craig's Bond, is he didn't, except for the one time. Nobody in that iteration of the character superseded his love for, what's her name? The woman in the first one, in Casino Royale. God, why am I blanking on her name? Because that affected him. Like, it affected him through this entire run of the franchise until he finally was able to kind of get over it. You know? And not get over it, but move on. God, it started with a V, didn't it? Vesper. Thank you. I knew it was a V, but I couldn't get the name out. Reacher, I can't speak too much on. You know, he's had this long love that he could never entertain the idea of, so he kept that at a distance. And he's one to compartmentalize, so, like, I feel like I've only got 2 examples right now with him. So, I don't, it leans towards that, but I don't know how much I go into that. James Bond is the most apparent destruction of that. Like, just the poster child of that trope, though. What's your opinion on the merger between Warner Brothers and Paramount? Back the fuck up. I think the more of these companies that merge together, the more detrimental I think it will be for the entertainment industry. And you know, we need to cross a line somewhere. Like, we can't just have 3 major studios. So, like, I don't know. I don't like the idea of it. Just finished your What If reaction for episode 2. Was awesome. Like you said, Spirit Gun. Hell yeah! I was trying to find a good clip, but YouTube didn't have any. There was a compilation, but it was just, like, terribly edited. I really wanted to put a Spirit Gun clip in there because he did the thing. He did the finger gun, and it was a Spirit Gun. I mean, he's too young to have ever watched Yu Yu Hakusho. So I don't know if that was meant to be a reference, like anybody that worked on the show maybe snuck that in there. But that was a hardcore Spirit Gun. And I'm rewatching the anime right now anyway after watching the live action. So, like, I've just got to where I just finished the episode where he just had his first encounter with Goki. So, like, I've been watching all of that so far in the limited time that I have. So, yeah, that was immediately where my brain went. I mean, secondary characters in the Arrowverse shows, so yeah, like Cecile Leggard, all that kind of stuff. Others might be more annoying, but man, those characters suck. Agreed. I had no problem with Chester, Cecile, or Allegra. They didn't bother me. I used to love Cecile until she got ham-fisted into every storyline as, like, the linchpin and the savior of the show. Allegra, they never did anything with. It had, like, the one episode of Allegra's that I actually really enjoyed, like, with her character, was the one where she had to learn to be a boss in the workplace. Had nothing to do with her powers, had nothing to do with this villain stuff going on. I thought that was the best. And Chester, like, I like Chester enough, but, like, I just never fell in love with any of those characters in that kind of way. You know, I never really, you know, Arrow, though, like, I can't think of anybody that I really disliked at all. I think most people I thought really worked in the show for what they did with them. But yeah. Like James Bond, total womanizer, falls in love with almost every Bond girl in the reboot movies, at least. Well, that's what I just said is counter to that. Was in the he has one after Vesper, he has one through line woman in the franchise after that. He you know, he charms them up, but he never, like, falls in love. I never get that feeling that that any of them touch Vesper until the final girl, the one he has the kid with. Spoilers. But if we're talking old school James Bond, yes, I agree wholly. Is there an Aquaman 2 review coming later? If I can muster the energy, I want to do it this weekend. I don't like, you know, I don't want it to be another Saul situation. So I'm hoping to get it out by the end of the weekend. But I'm also, at the same time, it's a holiday weekend, so I'm also trying to not overexert myself. But it will come. I can't wait for you to get to Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Season 2. Only 2 more episodes left of Season 1. What's up, Pink Sun? Welcome, welcome. Hope you're having a happy little Saturday. Is it just me, or is Blonde Bro sus in Reacher? Dude, Okay, I thought I might have been silly initially. We're talking about Odell, right? I thought I was being a little overzealous in the first episode when they focused in on certain shots, especially in the background, in the flashback episode where we're introduced to the Special Investigations Squad. I wholly thought I was jumping the gun there, but this last episode reinvigorated my suspicions. So I think his call with his kids. I call BS, him using codes. I might be maybe wrong, but I don't know. I thought I don't know if you watched my reaction, but I included that in there. I was like, that could have been code. We just had a conversation about code talk. Like, and they're talking about, oh man, you are really changed, blah, 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 blah. He's really like out there about his family stuff. And he's also the first one to point the finger at Swan. Swan just seems too obvious right now. Have I seen Person of Interest? Is no. I was gonna say, is it a movie or a show? Either way, no. I've never watched anything called Person of Interest, so I'm not too sure about it. What's up, APOC? Merry almost Christmas. Right back at you. Hey, Kal-El. What's up, Omni? Happy holidays and Merry Christmas to you. Are you doing a YouTube full-time now, or are you still working a standard job, too? I'm still doing both. I still have my 9 to 5, 5 days a week, and YouTube. Woo! But hey, man, it keeps the checks coming. YouTube's still very inconsistent. Like, these last couple of months have been pretty solid. And honestly, if it stayed as consistent as these last 2 months, and it's the holiday season, so AdSense is going to be up a little bit, you know, compared to other months. So it's not a proper gauge. But of these last 2-3 paychecks from YouTube, you know, between Patreon and then the ad revenue and stuff, I could pay my bills. But I am not confident in pulling that trigger at all, especially considering that my day job pays out well more than I've ever made on YouTube, so I don't want to throw that away either. So I will continue to lose sleep to make that dough on both sides of the coin as long as I can. But if I can ever cut ties and do this full time and still float around the same level, you know, that would be ideal. But also, you know, you never know. With the free time that I clear up from not having to worry about the other stuff, I could maybe do more shows and stuff like that. And I don't know, it's like this catch-22, you know, it's a risk no matter what you do, but I'm not confident enough to pull any kind of trigger like that right now. On my flight over here, tiny child 2 seats next to me was coughing so hard that she kept throwing up. Love kids. Oh God, and on a plane too, if that kid does have something, keep an eye out. Keep an eye out. Maybe Zack Snyder should have released the real Rebel Moon version instead of the version that we have now. Well, this is the version Netflix wanted, you know. He wanted the rated R one with all the extra stuff. Netflix wanted something PG-13 for everybody, but they also said that they would front the bill for him to do the movie he wants to do. So what came out is not the movie he wants to do. So, like, I don't give a shit about the movie that he didn't want to do. So why should I watch it? Why should I watch? I don't know. Because he even said it's not even like a re-edit, or he doesn't even consider the other version like an extended cut. It's the real version of the movie. So I don't know. Hey, Sheena. Just wanted to say hello. Well, thanks for stopping in. I hope you're feeling okay. I hope everything is okay. Relax, enjoy your holiday weekend to the best of your ability, and God forbid, take care of yourself over being in here. But if you got time to kill, you know, we're here. I think O'Donnell is a red herring. See, I think Swan is the red herring. Like, the O'Donnell stuff is very subtle. And in the ways that, like in Reacher Season 1, there was very much so the big old twist in the end. There was hints to it all along, even back to the character's introduction. So in this situation, like, they are highlighting the ever-loving fuck out of Swan. And I just think it's Odell, man. I don't know. Cause they're not like flashing lights bad guy on Odell. Like, it's like these little subtle things that just make me go, do I trust you? But I don't know, we'll see. Thinking it's like the supervisor from the flashbacks. I did get a little sussy vibes from the their supervisor in the flashbacks also. And or it's someone like Dixon. If it was Dixon, and I said this last season, like, dude, I was like, if Roscoe is the plant, I would lose my mind. Because there was a couple of moments of valid suspicion that came up from her. But Dixon, that would suck. Yeah, Big. What's up, Big D? Welcome, welcome. I think Nolan had the wrong name for his Oppenheimer movie. It should have been called Dr. Manhattan, or How I Learned to Stop Worrying. Stop worry and the dong. Huh? I'm so confused. Spoiler free, how are the fights in Aquaman 2? Rewatched the first one, the fights are really good, and James Wan used a lot of wide shots and long takes. Does that carry over? There's not a lot of huge, like, one-on-ones. There's a couple. They're pretty decent. I don't think the fights are as much a focus in this one, but there's like one or two decent fights. So I do think the first one probably, as far as that goes, probably has a leg up. I need the boys to hurry up and come back. When is it coming back? I don't know. I don't remember when they said that's coming back. I think it's spring, in the next couple months, right? Pretty sure Fury Road is a reboot anyway. It could technically fit into story-wise, but they changed the date of the initial apocalypse, so in my mind, it's a reboot. See, I've heard people say that it's in the same world. So, like, I don't know. Maybe that's a little thing that's just kind of like a toss-up. So, okay, I don't know. We'll see. I'll look into it. Von Simpson, great director, but total snort fiend, allegedly. Aren't they all? Haven't heard anything about the Twister sequel. Is it still happening? I haven't heard anything in a long time, so I assume so, but yeah, I don't know. We'll see. Loved Blue Eye Samurai. My wife and I reacted to that show. Best show of 2023. Now that is some high praise right there. Nolan made a really big mistake after watching Empire. I think Nolan should have named it Empire. You just posted the same comment again. Plus, Samurai is a must-see. Merry Christmas to you, Jordan. Lots of Christmas love. I like a banana. I like a banana. I'd like a banana. God. I don't even know what that was. I don't even know what that was from. That the kid was watching? What the fuck was that? What in the world was that? Like, I don't know how you could have any other face than the face that they gave. New Year's Eve is around the corner. Yes, it is. Oh, shit. I totally didn't see this. Thank you, Lone Wolf, for the super chat. I apologize for waiting this long to see this. I guess I missed it. Hearing you make an anime reference makes me want to ask, what are some of your top 5 anime? Old or new? Naruto. And when I say Naruto, I'm going to include Shippuden. I think it's completely dumb as hell. They're considered 2 separate series. Naruto is probably my favorite, hands down. It used to be Dragon Ball Z, but Super has long since tainted my love of that franchise a little bit. I still get a little excited here and there, but I don't love it nearly as much as I used to honestly because of Super. But I would probably go Naruto, Bleach, Yu Yu Hakusho, Rurouni Kenshin, and Inuyasha, with an honorable mention being Dragon Ball as a franchise. But I would say Digimon, but it's really just Adventure. Digimon Adventure. try specifically when things get real kind of mature. I mean, Attack on Titan, I think, is a master class, but I don't know if I'd put it in my top 5 just because of what those 5 mean to me. Like, I love Attack on Titan to death. I think it's the best written anime I've ever seen at all. Like, hands down, but I just don't know in my heart of hearts if I could put it against the ones I mentioned. You know, other than that, man, I've seen a lot. I mostly mainstream stuff, you know, so like, I don't know. Those are my top 5, at least right now. Sometimes I can change, but Naruto's always in that top 5, Bleach is always in that top 5. I've never really moved them out. Rurouni Kenshin, also always top 5. You know, Inuyasha, Yu Yu Hakusho, depending on my day of the week, you know, Full Metal Alchemist might rotate in and out of there as well. I do love me Full Metal. I was obsessed with that for a while. But yeah. What about you? Let's see, where was I? I don't know if you've heard about the show Warrior. Got canceled on HBO. Gonna put it on Netflix in February, and there's hope that if it does well there, they might get a 4th season. Sucks, such a badass, great show. I've been wanting to watch that for a long time because I've heard nothing but great things about it. It's a lot of great martial artists work on that show. I know it's martial arts central, forward. So maybe once it comes out on Netflix, maybe I'll give it a go. Help support it, maybe give it that boost it needs for another season. But it's been one I've wanted to watch for a long time, but I've just never got around to it. Yeah, I've only heard Aquaman and Rebel Moon getting roasted all to hell, and I'm like, there's no way these are that bad. I'm gonna judge for myself. Aquaman, I could believe could have potentially been as bad as a lot of people were saying. You know, people at this point are ready for the DCEU to just crash and die and be done. And honestly, with the final post-credit scene we will ever get in a DCEU movie, it's kind of fucking hilarious in hindsight. But yeah, I don't know. I just don't get how Netflix be canceling good shows like they're notorious for it. I mean, it's always based on numbers. I mean, just because a show's good doesn't mean it's going to stay on the air. I mean, we see it all the time. A show will only last as long as the viewers warrant that show's expenses. So just because a show is great, if people are not watching it, it will not continue. More films should be described as fun. I love the Star Wars sequels for what they are, but get slated every time I say that because they don't follow the lore or whatever. Also, Dude, Where's My Car is my all-time favorite film. I also don't like the idea that because a film has flaws, you can't also enjoy it. Which again, comes down into contradictory knowledge, because I mean, that's the same reason we get entertainment value out of bad movies. Like, just terribly bad movies. Like The Room, Samurai Cop, you know, Troll 2. You know, there's other ways to look at a movie. Now, and a lot of people are like, fun is like if you use the word fun to describe a movie these days, people was like, oh, so it's bad. It's like, no, it's fun. Like, I don't understand. There's a lot of like weird elitism that's happening in the critiquing movie sphere that I just do not understand. And that's one of them. I enjoyed and had fun with the Marvels while everyone else was trashing the movie. See, that's the thing. I did enjoy myself. I did have fun. But I still have to point out all the issues that I had with it. So it's the same thing. But I do think this movie was better than the Marvels, though. To me. I'll sum up Don Simpson. He is a Hollywood Caligula. Oh God, now that is a description. Since there's no sign of a Vox Machina Season 3 in sight, what reaction plans you got for January? Shit. Masters of the Universe Revolution comes out in January. I'm definitely covering that. Damn it. We got Echo, all of Echo coming out all at once. So we'll be doing that. Other than that, I don't know what else comes out in January just yet. Obviously I should, I guess, but I'm not sure if there's anything else going on around that point. You know, obviously some of the shows that we're watching right now will still be carrying out into January. You know, a lot of the ongoing stuff like that. But as far as like new shows, the only ones I can think of off the top of my head are Echo and Masters of the Universe Revolutions. But man, I cannot wait for Vox Machina Season 3, dude. I so cannot wait. Definitely wouldn't say that Syrup Village is bad, but I would definitely put it at the bottom when it comes to arcs that introduce the Straw Hats. See, that's what I was saying. Like, there's no way, I can't imagine it would be anywhere that far down. Not sure how long it's been since Stargirl ended, but I definitely miss Courtney and Amanda. I'm sure you do, Dio. Yeah, the 2 cuts is weird, gimmicky for Rebel Moon, and I can't lie, I'm gonna watch. I just can't wait. Love these types of movies, and we'll watch both versions. Completely understand waiting though. It does feel like a gimmick. Like, I think Variety, one of the trades called out Netflix for what their Snyder cut, their attempt at Snyder cutting their films. Like, I can't remember what they were, Snyder cut baiting it, or I can't remember the words they used, but like they just straight up called out Netflix for doing this little stunt. And they're doing it with both movies. Like, there's going to be intentionally 2 different continuities of the same universe in 2 completely different ways. So I don't understand. I just don't get that. That's insanity to me. Are they still looking for a new Bond? I believe so. They haven't announced anybody has been locked in for that yet. Since Bruckheimer Productions were some of the best movies. So when you rank the John Wick movies, something has to be last. Doesn't mean any of them suck. Just one has to be at the end of the list. Exactly. Vesper. I called that earlier. You came in saving me right back then. Vanessa Kirby is just... Top shows or movies of 2023. I just saw your name and your icon. Friendly neighborhood Italian. Oh my god. I was keeping tabs on my movies that I've seen this year, but I always keep forgetting. I don't actively remember shows. Shows is a lot harder for me to filter through. But movie review. Let's just do a top 5. We'll do that. I just want to see what all I've watched this year. Oh yeah, some of these things I'm just like, oh yeah, that did come out this year, didn't it? Oh my god, Quantumania came out this year? I didn't. Wow. Okay. Alright. Dungeons and Dragons, easy. Guardians of the Galaxy 3, for sure. Spider-Verse, for sure. This isn't like in an order. I hope you're not wanting an order. And then I would definitely add Godzilla. -1. Oppenheimer. Barbie. I forgot some of these movies, man. I'm doing this in this weird order. So, I know I just went into a top 6 there. And again, these aren't in any order. I'm just seeing them. But like, we'll cut that there. Oh my god. I don't know if I'm going to do a year-end video or not this year, but we'll see. But my favorite movie of the year is still Oppenheimer. Like, that's still my #1 movie of the year. From there, it can vary very, very slightly. But what's come out this year? as far as shows, that One Piece was this year, right? I don't fucking remember shit anymore. Yes, duh. That was just a few months ago. Fall of the House of Usher definitely is in my top 5. So I'm going to keep it to shows that have come out this year, not that I've watched this year, because that is also a distinction to be made. But The Fall of the House of Usher for sure. The Last of Us. God, I also forgot that came out this year as well. One Piece, the live action, fantastic. I mean, if we can, I want to include Attack on Titan, but that's stupid as hell to even do that, considering how they broke up everything. Some of these aren't over yet. My Adventures with Superman, dude. Holy shit. It was so much fun. So good. As far as shows go, I think that's where I'm at. Now, hold on. Okay, no, that was last year. Okay. Shit. Okay. Oh, and Scott Pilgrim. Obviously Scott Pilgrim. Obviously Scott Pilgrim. Anyway. Whew. See, that's those rabbit. That's how I end up so behind with chat sometimes. What's up, Rodney? Do you think the MCU should move from Kang? They've set it up. I mean, there's not so much set up that they can't pivot right now, but I just wish they would just recast and stay on course. Because they've already been planning for that to be the trajectory. You know? So, like, I don't know. I mean, I just recast him, man. Just at the end, they just recast it. I don't care at this point. What plans do you have for January going forward with the new year? Has been hotel. I don't know what the hell that is. Oh no, I do know what that was. I've seen something for that. I won't be covering that more than likely. I think you yeah, you asked me that earlier. Yeah, I already dove into that. Are we ever going to get a Top Gun 3, or is Top Gun Maverick the final one? Isn't there supposedly a Rooster spinoff in the works or something like that? But I don't know. You never know. I would not be against it. Come on, let's have Disney buy everyone, and then just one streaming service for $100 a month with ads. Hey, who knows, man? We're not seeing Kang again anytime soon. It's not overly bothered about Kang not being a thing anymore. Bring on Doctor Doom. I do want Doctor Doom, but I feel like, I don't know if it warrants restructuring everything they've been planning for the long time now. I don't know. I'm still mad that Cisco couldn't come in the last episode of the show. Likewise. They should have just postponed shit like that, but I know that they weren't able to. Another super chat from Lone Wolf. Top 5 from me: Yu Yu Hakusho, Code Geass, Death Note, JJK, and Chainsaw Man. Code Geass, I absolutely adore. Death Note is much beloved to me as well. I have not seen a single episode of JJK, and I have not seen Chainsaw Man as of yet. I know JJK is like one of the big ones right now, right? Attack on Titan has been the newest anime that I've ever gotten into, that I've started. Because it takes a lot to get me to start anything new. As you guys can see with all the shows that you guys want me to watch and all this stuff, you know, there's like 100+ shows on our poll list for me to check out. You know, at the end of the day, there's just so much to keep up with. So it's just like, for me to choose to start something, I have to have a real strong interest, drive, or something pre-existing to make me like, okay, I'm committing my time to this thing. The last thing I did that anime-wise that wasn't for a pre-established thing I'm already interested in was Attack on Titan. All the people at work was talking about it, and I finally gave it a chance, and fucking it was awesome. So like, yeah, but like JJK, My Hero, Chainsaw Man, Spy X Family, all these things everybody's talking about these days. I've not stuck my nose anywhere near any of that stuff yet. At this point, might as well cancel Scream 7. Even the director is leaving. Is that confirmed? Is it confirmed that the director has even left the movie now as well? I hadn't heard that bit. If that's the case, yeah, fuck this movie. Just get rid of it. New movie night, Swim, is going to be interesting. I don't know that one. I have not heard of that one. Pizza Time. Bond got married in on Her Majesty's Secret Service. I forgot about that. Yeah, I completely forgot about that little bit. There was a running thread with that character too for a minute, at least referentially, until they just kind of forgot about it. Recast King or bring in a new villain. I mean, I just think you can bring in Doctor Doom as well as recast Kang. One thing I thought was funny about was how in Casino Royale Craig found a girl he knew had info. He charmed her, made out, and then once he got info from her, he was like, yeah, bye, babe. Gotta save the world. Go. Yeah. What would your reaction be when Nicolas Cage retires from acting? I mean, I'd be like, oh, well, okay. Must have finally paid all the bills. Which Doctor quotes resonate with you the most? So the two that come to mind always to me are Capaldi's you know, reminiscence on kindness, you know, never be cruel, never be cowardly, and at least always try to be kind, or whatever the last sentiment is. You know, what was it? Laugh. It was like laugh hard, run fast, be kind. Is one that really sticks with me a lot. And then Matt Smith's comment on we're all stories in the end, at least make it a good one. You know, those are two that really stand out to me. Also, the 10th Doctors, I burned out a son to say goodbye to you, or whatever. Yeah, I see your reaction. I agree with the phone call to kids. Swan, way too obvious. So many little moments of Odell being sus. Yes, plus we got those flashbacks with the illicit material being in Swan's car under Swan's seat, and he's the one that was like blah blah blah. It just seems like they really want us to be eyeing Swan right now, and we're only halfway through the season. I want to enjoy Deadpool 3, but I don't think I can since everyone else might expect more cameos, just like Doctor Strange 2. I mean, I didn't give two shits about cameos in Doctor Strange 2. I just didn't think it was very good. So I don't know. Just as long as it's good, I don't give a shit who shows up and who doesn't show up in Deadpool 3. Rebel Moon, 2 out of 5. Also, that Reacher fight with the bikers was kind of weirdly done. Lots of quick cuts. Still good, and some brutal hits and bone breaks. I've noticed that with some of the fight scenes, and I think that might usually be when it's with somebody else that maybe that actor just isn't that great. Because it's not like, I would believe all the bikers were stunt people. I don't believe that every one of the normal actors can nail 100% of their action, if that makes sense. Love when Reacher threw the grill at the car. I still don't understand that. It is still fucking hilarious. O'Donnell. Yeah, sometimes I'm domesticated now. I'm no longer a player, etc. Family man. BS, bro, BS. There's so much of it. There's so much of it. And then there's like, oh, he hates Jimi Hendrix. While that is true, that is code. That's code. Doesn't mean they're not all above using something like that as well. If you could have any power, which would it be? Super speed. Just cause fuck gas, and I could just be anywhere I needed to be at any point and not really worry about it that much. I know I can trust Dixon. Do you now? Do you now? It's crazy to think that Bond in his 70s in the 007 books. I read on His Majesty's Secret Service, and it mentioned in passing the Bond is past the usual retirement age in the UK. Really, I didn't realize that. I thought he was like late 40s, mid 50s in the books. I don't remember. I didn't realize he was 70. Jesus, that changes some things. What's up, Terry and Joe? Miss a few streams, but made this one. Glad you're liking Reacher. Really don't want any of the 1/10 to be dirty. Likewise, I hope that was O'Donnell's kid on the phone, and I'm not giving them away. Yeah, I do like them all. I don't say, like I said in my reaction, I don't want any of the 1/10 to be dirty, because I know how that would hurt Reacher, Neely, and their trust in general, and his just perspective and his own judgment and worldview. But it would make things interesting if one of them is. Honestly, I'd be more interested if it was Dixon, and that would be a legit surprise. I mean, maybe. I just don't know if there's not been enough setup that I can point out or see right now that would make me suspect her at all. So if it does turn out to be her by the end of it, there needs to be a good reason to twist that in the back half. Still waiting for Netflix to announce Extraction 3. Apparently there's spin-offs too. What would there even be a spin-off about? But I would be definitely down for an Extraction 3. I want to throw you out of a helicopter. Great badass ending line. I know. It's like, I got the means to give you whatever do you want, Reacher. What do you want? What can I give you? I want to throw you out of a helicopter. Great end. Chef's kiss. God. Hope you had a great week. Hope you're having an amazing Christmas, and thank you for making this year so much better. Well, thank you, Silverhand. Hey, I'm just a nerd on the internet, sharing my love with things we love together with other people who love the things that we love. And hopefully doing it in a positive manner. I'm glad you enjoy yourself. I'm glad the little bit I put out into the world helps ease a lot of the chaos that's going on out there at times. But hope all the same for you, Silverhand. In all seriousness, I'm hoping it's not Dixon, because I most definitely do not have a crush on her. Definitely not. She's definitely not fine as hell. So, like, it's a real song. I found it on YouTube. It's called I'd Like a Banana by Funky Monkeys. I'm going to have to look that up. I don't want to, but I'm going to have to. What if Thanos rages war with the Asgardians and teams up with Hela? That would be interesting. With Reacher so far, do you prefer season 1 with the small town murder mystery investigation, or season 2 with his team hunting and being hunted across the country? That's hard to say, man. Right now, I would probably say season 1. If I had to pick. But it's that situation I was talking about. Just because I picked season 1 does not at all mean season 2's bad. It's just like, something's got to be at the bottom. I've always wanted to watch Westworld, but it got taken off HBO Max, so I don't know how to watch it now. Yeah, I don't know about that either, because that was one that was on my list as well, and I don't think you can watch it anywhere unless you have the DVDs. But it didn't actually get a finale. It didn't get an end, to my understanding. There was a planned and paid for final, season 5, I think. And they were like, we're not going to shoot it. We'll pay all the actors what we told them we would pay them. And then they canceled production on 5 to save money. So, I don't know if is it even worth watching at that point? I don't know. Yeah, I've been waiting for which episode they show Cyborg Rocket. And then I'll be like, look how they yassified my boy. We have a Cyborg Rocket. I don't remember seeing that in the trailer, but I'll keep an eye out for it. I hate how nowadays people act like fun is bad for a movie. Like, if there's some just fun and not great and awesome, then it's pretty useless. Why can't stuff like good fun why can't stuff just be a good fun watch? Don't know, man. Hey, People would be hating all of their favorite movies from their childhood if they watched them again today. Tell me I'm wrong. Tell me somebody who watched Back to the Future, let's say Back to the Future was their favorite movie growing up. You erased that experience from your mind. It came out again today. You watched it your first time. I guarantee somebody would shit on that movie, even though they claim it's their favorite movie. Guarantee it. Guarantee it. I think the next Bond movie should pick up where the pre-Craig movies left off. New actor in his 50s, plays Bond, has been retired for roughly 5 to 10 years, and has to get back into the game. I mean, that could be interesting. It is weird to me, because we saw Craig get his 00 status, and he was already mildly up there. Not that up there. But it was interesting. We saw him go from 00, from earning his 00 and getting his license to kill, to retirement. Well, to retirement from that and retirement from life. But, like, I'm curious. I am, like, how are you going to set it apart? What are you going to do differently? How is this going to feel distinct, but also bring something to the table? Or, I don't know, should we just go back to the fun little one-off espionage things? That would be fun. I don't know. Pre-Craig movies happened, but with the timeline moved up 20 years. That could be interesting, even though there's so much chaos in trying to find continuity in the pre-Craig movies is next to impossible. But I understand that. I understand the sentiment. That's exactly why I don't care what critics or Rotten Tomatoes or audience scores have to say about a movie. Exactly. What's up, Felix? What it do, Omni? It do good. It do good. Would you ever react to a series like The Last Kingdom? Oh, what is that? I know I've seen that. Not seen it. I know I've seen of it. Is it on Netflix? I know it's somewhere on there. I mean, I never say no to it, but if it wins the poll, it wins the poll. I'll watch it. But I'm not screaming to go out to go see it right now. I haven't heard much about it at all, though, so I don't know. Not too sure. See, I've watched Indy and the Dial of Destiny, finally. Actually loved it. I liked it a lot. I liked it a fair amount. Again, had some problems, but I think for the most part, I really enjoyed it. Again, 9 times out of 10, I might say I enjoyed it more than Temple of Doom. So, take that as you will. Can't wait to see a trailer for the final season of Stranger Things, but it's probably going to be a while. It will probably be a hot minute. Are you, or is anyone in chat watching Percy Jackson? The first 2 episodes were great in my opinion. I haven't watched it at all. Yeah, I haven't watched it, and right now, like I said, schedule being what it is, I'm not putting my name in the hat for another YA project right now at the moment, unless like it really gets some insane traction or anything like that. I watched the trailers, and I know I didn't react to them, but I didn't think it looked good. I didn't think the trailers looked good, but I don't know. Most people seem to be watching it or enjoying it, but I don't know. Right now, I'm not eyeballing it. Let's say that at least, but yeah, I don't know. There's a brand new Prime Video animated series next month called Has Been Hotel that I'd recommend you check out if you're interested. I've seen like posters of it. I swear I've seen those characters before, but I don't know if it's like in a shared world or something, but I swear I've seen those characters somewhere before this show existed. But yeah, I don't know. I haven't seen a trailer for it or anything like that. I'll have to take a look at it. But I wouldn't put any money on me reacting to it though. What's up? New fan here. Just came to say love your reactions and enjoy them very much. Well, thank you. I really appreciate it. Welcome. We do this almost every Saturday. So yeah, welcome, welcome. Today's What If episode felt like a superhero story, wholesome but not depressing. I really enjoyed it. It had a lot of energy, had some fun stakes, some cool little fun moments, some cool powers, great little team ups, and yeah, I quite dug it. It might be one of the better episodes between season 2 and season 1. My favorite still being the Strange episode from last season. If you're into anime, there's a good anime I'm excited for coming out, Jan 6, called Solo Leveling. You should check it out. That sounds familiar. Is that on the Media Center in January? Why does that name sound familiar? Huh, it's not on here. Huh, yeah, I don't know where I saw that before, but that does sound familiar. There's so many movies that I enjoyed, but they got absolutely trashed by critics and other peeps. Then you have that a lot as well. Yeah. I don't know. What would I do if I met Margot Robbie or Elizabeth Olsen or Haley Steinfeld? I'd probably just faint. I mean, I can't blame you, man. I really want to watch Artful Dodger series that's coming on Disney Plus in January. I've got nothing on that. I've not heard of that one at all, whatever that one is. What are your top 5 movies of the year? I just did that list a little bit ago. But then again, you sent this at 4:49. It's 5:12 currently at the time of reading this comment. So I maybe gave that last little roundabout in between you asking that and not. I don't know. All I can say is that my number 1 is still Oppenheimer. Barbie would be in that top 5. D&D would be in that top 5. Guardians of the Galaxy 3 would more than likely be in the top 5. I don't know. And from there, it's just kind of a little bit of a toss-up. Let's see. I forgot Ant-Man 3 was a movie. Rude. I would so watch a whole series of the 80s Avengers from the second What If episode. I don't know if I could watch a whole series about it, but I would. I mean, I'd give it a chance. I don't know. Before I sign off, because apparently 2 large glasses of Spanish red wine is too much for me nowadays. I'm really glad you've been enjoying the Ted Lasso series so far. It's so wholesome and real. Yes, it is. And you've got me curious about this Spanish red wine, if it's hitting you so much like this right now. Well, I mean, you say large glasses, so you gotta think stomach contents, how much have you eaten and stuff like that. Because sometimes, like, I've got completely, like, tip over from just a fucking beer once. But I hadn't eaten anything all day long. But Ted Lasso is phenomenal. It is such an enjoyable watch. It's so moving, so inspiring. Oh, love it. Super Mario. Yep, that. It wouldn't be in my top 5, but I do, would put that probably top 10 maybe. Cross the Spider-Verse is my number 1. That's the other one. Number 5, Spider-Verse. Bam, boom, bing, bong, doom. My top 5 this year: Across the Spider-Verse, Godzilla -1, Dungeons and Dragons, Oppenheimer, and The Marvels. Across the Spider-Verse for me too. Silo. That was the Apple TV Plus series Silo. I know the premise of it. I have not seen anything for it though. I've yet to watch it. I don't know if it counts because it's only 58 minutes, but Power Rangers Once and Always. Oh, I love that. I mean, there's some things, obviously, in retrospect, you're just like, damn, for the 30th anniversary of this, you could have done something really cool. But of course, life, money, and other stuff gets in the way of that. But for what it was, I enjoyed it. Loved TMNT. I thought it was cute. It was fun. I did dig it. Invasion on Apple TV Plus. Haven't seen it. It didn't get any good reviews, but I did enjoy That 90s Show. What was that this year? Oh, holy shit, that was this year. I didn't think that was this year. I forgot that was last year. Yeah, I loved that 90s show. I really did enjoy it. Obviously, it took some getting used to. It's new characters and all that kind of stuff. You got to kind of get the vibe, get into a groove. I liked it a lot. I had one of the writers reach out to me and thank me for checking out the show and reacting to it. So I don't know how it did. I hope it gets a season 2. I hope that we get more of that. I think we got a confirmed season 2 at least. Yeah, from last I remember, but I could be wrong. Top 5 movie this year, The Creator. I still never got to see it. The Creator. Godzilla -1 subbed. I don't think they released a dub. I mean, I didn't have the option to see a dub. Not that I would have, but ours was dubbed. Ours was subtitled. I mean, did you have a dub option in certain theaters? Oppenheimer, Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1, John Wick 4, honorable mention, Dungeons & Dragons. I had to watch John Wick 4, man. I got a rough little relationship with that one. Did you know there was a 2000s Dungeons & Dragons movie with Tom Baker, Jeremy Irons, and Marlon Wayans? Yes, I did know. I've never actually seen the full film, but I am very much so aware of its existence. I'm the same way. It's so hard to get committed to a show nowadays. Exactly. And I can't be like... Unless my curiosity levels are just so intense, like Squid Game or Arcane. Arcane, I'm a League player, so that had some double interest for me. But like, something like Squid Game, like it was just pure morbid curiosity. Outside of that, like, I really have to be sucked in by what I've seen of it, or be in the mood to watch something. Like, I have to know I have to at least have a really strong idea I'm not going to be wasting my time or your time. You know? So, like, and I don't watch anything that I don't cover on the channel anymore just because I don't have time. Or energy, for that matter. So, like, if I'm not covering on the channel, I'm not watching it. Chances are. So yeah, it makes it real hard to keep up with everything. My Adventures of Superman was so fun. That was a huge surprise for me on the TV sphere. Loki season 2. Loki, yeah, I'd put that up there. I would put that up there on mine. I don't remember what all I said. Reacher season 2. I mean, we're not done with that yet, so I'm not going to put it on my... I definitely would not put it on there yet. Quantum Leap reboot. Is that good? I've never watched the original. Cap Night Swim will be mid-movie of the year. What is this? What is Night Swim? I've not seen a thing for it or even heard of it. Kang's going to be put on the down low. Maybe the MCU can bring back High Evolutionary by letting him escape from Nowhere Prison and be more powerful than he was in Volume 3. Hey, that is a possible idea. And maybe his perfect world exists somewhere out there in the multiverse rather than continuing to experiment in this failed one. I don't know. What's up, Summer? Hope everyone's having a safe and sane weekend. So far, I'm pretty sane, I think. Safe, always questionable. Mostly, it's just my diet that is probably, and my lack of sleep that is probably keeping me on an ever eternal tipping point of, am I going to be okay today? Maybe. I don't know. We'll find out. I'd be worried Nicolas Cage would be dying if he retired. I don't know, man. Eventually, you just hit a point where there's so little you can do. Kind of want Jessica Jones in the MCU, but not sure where she would fit in. She's a PI. You could have her fit in anything. You know, Echo, she makes sense. And, you know, Daredevil makes sense. In the ground level stuff, make perfect sense to throw her into the mix. I would love for good old JJ to come back. And if it is a reboot, which I don't want it to be because I want the Netflix stuff to be canon, i.e. Daredevil, I want a reason for I do want a reason for David Tennant's Purple Man to return. Beekeeper reaction, JK. Wait. Beekeeper. Yeah! Okay. I just saw this trailer. They played this trailer before Aquaman. I'm not gonna lie, I thought the trailer looked pretty fun. Jack Reacher will still be going on. Yeah, Jack Reacher will still be going on into January. Monarch will be still going on into January. And then obviously we got our Ted Lasso and Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., which will be going on for the next year. 2 years even, for us to finish it. 3? It's something crazy like that. I can't remember. Then we got One Piece. So we got 3 non-currently airing shows we're covering that'll be weekly until at least a year, and at most 5 years. 10 years? One Piece, I think, will take me 10 years to finish at my current pace. Or at least catch up. And there's still new episodes of that coming out, so. Do you think the 2 most recent Doctors are worth watching? I was a Doctor Who super fan, had a TARDIS bedroom, modern classic screwdrivers, and more. Stopped watching around when Clara left. Oh, yeah. I mean, there's not a lot to watch because the seasons only get shorter as the budgets inflate. So you could breeze through Jodie's stuff in a heartbeat. It is by far my least favorite run in the entirety of the revival. Like, but she has some of my favorite companions that we've had, but it very much so, the writing and the direction of the show is where I struggled to stay on for it. I almost quit Doctor Who after it, as long as Chibnall was running stuff. I just could not stand any of these storylines. Jodie was great for what she was given, but they didn't really give her Doctor a character. She had a personality, but no character, if that makes sense. I don't know. It's hard to, without seeing it, it's hard to, like, I don't want to spoil it if you haven't seen it too, so like I don't want to like go into all that, but there's some really fun moments. Sacha Dhawan, his iteration of the Master, one of my favorites. There are some great moments throughout it. There's just a lot of meh. Cameos don't really hold up movie. No, they do not. So it seems people want Jensen Ackles as Batman. What do you think? Think he'd be a great Bruce Wayne? I think he'd be fine. I think he'd be able to do both pretty well. Hey, the new name that got thrown into the hat was Jack Reacher himself. Alan Ritchson was talking about how he'd love to play Batman. Guy's already a DC, in the DC family. You know, he's Aquaman in Smallville, and he was Hawk in Titans. So he's not unfamiliar to it. And he was talking about how Batman's cooler than Reacher. But I would love to, I mean, he could probably do it. It'd be very different, but I think he could pull that one off too. His Majesty's Secret Service is one of the more recent books. Came out earlier this year. Okay, I wouldn't consider, okay, never mind. I don't know. Once it left Fleming, I never really considered anything after that canon, if that makes any sense. But I don't know. I don't know what they're currently doing in the books. So in the OGs, he's probably 30s or 40s. Yeah, I thought he was like late 30s, maybe 40s. I don't remember. All I know is he was a chain smoker, alcoholic, and he had a big face scar. Next year, you're going to experience something for the first time, a Stranger Things trailer. Previous seasons have had some great trailers. You should check them out for nostalgia. That's another thing. Like, I don't think I reacted. I think because I caught up to Stranger Things the week before the new season started, I'm pretty sure I didn't watch. No, I didn't. Until Stranger Things Season 4 Part 1 was over, I had never watched the Season 4 trailer. And I'm glad I didn't, because I feel like that trailer showed too much, to be honest. So I don't know, man. I might not watch the Stranger Things season 5 trailer if it's anything like that. It's my birthday. I'm way too drunk. Sorry about your fluffy baby bud. Seriously, it's the worst. I appreciate that, Tad. I really do appreciate that. But also, happy birthday. Enjoy your drinks. Be safe. And, yeah, I hope you enjoy the rest of your weekend. And the holiday. You know, you get a little bit of a twofer coming up. But I do appreciate the comment about Poppy. It was a real hard couple of weeks. You know, we just adopted a new cat because we were just at PetSmart. We've been taking care of strays around the neighborhood for like the last like 2-3 months. And that's kind of where some of our energy had been redirected. So we were up there getting a new stock for the neighborhood cats or whatever. You know, there's this one that had just been up there for over a month that had still not been adopted. And like her blurb was just so heartbreakingly cute, but also like, how does nobody want this cat? Like, she's only ever like slept. Like every time we would go by, she was always asleep in her cage. You know, she's a mother. She had like a full litter of kittens, and they all got adopted, but she still was there in that cage for like the last couple of months. And that's just as long as she was at the PetSmart. You know, I don't know how long the actual shelter had owned her, because they like cycle them in and out from their foster families to here. So I don't know how long she has technically been without a home, but she's only 2, but no one was picking her up, and all the other cats around her were just getting picked up left and right, you know, and they were all active, they were younger and all this other stuff, and they were the spawn of other cats rather than one that had given spawn. And the marketing on this thing, like whoever wrote her blurb was a genius. It's like, she's had all of her babies, but now it is her turn to be baby. And I was just like, just to relax and stuff. I was like, I saw that, I was like, God damn it, how does that not chew someone up? And then I made the decision. I was like, if we go back in there, nobody still has not picked this cat up, we will bring her in. And she's been, you know, the second she got out of the crate, man, she was so active. She loves to play. Like, she's such a little sweetie. And it's just like, it just makes me think, all these people that probably passed up this cat have no idea how great of a little cat she is. Like, she was just sleeping along my head and stuff. Like, when I was taking a nap or going to sleep, she just curls up around my head. Like, it's fucking cute. I don't know. Books, don't judge a book by its cover is what I learned there. I mean, I know that, but like, it just seemed like, you know, it's the holidays. People get superficial, you know, they'll get the kitten, they'll get the puppy, and then, you know, the sad truth of it all, half of them get returned by the end of the month anyway. Anyway, while I think the OG Blade Runner is iconic, I think 2049 is a better film. Truly every frame a picture, and I hope you find time to watch it. I do want to watch them both. I've talked about this before. The only bits of the original I've seen was the villain's monologue at the end, because it was shown in my film appreciation class. Outside of that, I have no idea what the series is about, and honestly, I don't even remember what the speech was about. I don't even know that I was really paying attention, to be honest. I wonder how fun it... Oh! Another weird film appreciation class thing. We watched, God damn it, what was that movie? I think it had I think it was Gerard Butler. Children Could No Longer Be... Children of Men. Children of Men. We watched that entire movie in class, but didn't have enough time to finish it because class ran out. There's like 15 minutes of the movie, 20 to 15 minutes of the movie left, and we never picked it back up. So I've seen all but the final bits of that movie, and that movie was fucking amazing. I wonder how fun it would be to be trapped in a room with every celebrity. It might just be hot and terrifying. I mean, I'm sure they would be freaking out. I don't think it would be fun for anybody at the end of the day. Westworld is currently on the Roku channel. That's the ad-supported Roku streaming service. Really? That's odd. I hope the MCU hasn't forgotten my boy Shang-Chi. I hope so as well. I want him back as well. Can I ask if Omni already answered my question about Percy Jackson? I answered a question. I can't. I don't recall if. I assume it might have been you. I know a lot of people have been asking me about Percy Jackson. Right now, I have not watched the episodes that have come out, and right now I do not plan on watching it. It's just not in the cards right now for me. Seen a few shots of him in season 2 trailer, in my opinion. I don't know. I don't remember what this might have been in context to, Cole. I'm at work, so I missed it. It's okay, Braden. I understand. I mean, who knows? Hopefully you didn't miss this time, but yeah. All good. All good. I love the Blade Runner look and the vibes of What If Season 2, Episode 1. It's cool. See how I understand the Blade Runner isms. I just don't know Blade Runner because I've never seen it. I know what it looks like aesthetically. I know the look of Blade Runner. I mean, a lot of things are evocative of it since that time, you know. But I've never seen I've never seen the original. From what I understand about the Reacher books, each one takes place in a different town, and he has a different set of love interests in each book. I mean, that would follow the James Bond formula. And there's 28 books from what I saw when I was looking it up. I like how Peter Quill was still attached to a raccoon even in the What If timeline. See, I didn't even think about that aspect of it. That's cute looking back on it. I meant Cyborg Rocket in What If trailer. Oh. Okay, that makes sense. Wait, wasn't there supposed to be a Blade Runner TV show? There was one announced, but I haven't heard anything about it since. Is Die Hard a Christmas movie? I would argue it is. It's all about him getting his family back, saving them so he can give his presents to his daughter. Mercenary, that plush looked like a red panda from Turning Red. I think it's a raccoon, but I mean that could also be it. I think it was intentionally a raccoon, but I wouldn't argue against it being a red panda. Black Sails would be an amazing reaction. I've heard good things about that. Isn't Jessica Parker in that as well? From The Flash? Well, technically, I guess she would have been from Black Sails, because I think, I remember, I could be wrong. I think somebody had said she was from that, and then she got the role of Nora. Because I know some people had known her from, I think, that. She's fucking fine. The Polar Express will always be my favorite Christmas movie. I've never seen it. I've never seen the Polar Express. I've seen a lot of breakdowns with the CGI, but I've never actually seen the movie. Die Hard is an action movie that takes place during Christmas, and I googled Christmas movies, and Die Hard did show up. So it's a Christmas movie. Don't argue with Google. Yeah. If you disagree with Google, stop smoking. Oh my god. The Last Kingdom is good. See, when you said that, I know it's not, in hindsight, even somewhat related. Like, when you said The Last Kingdom, my brain immediately went to the movie Kingdom of Heaven. My Xmas movies are Die Hard, Lethal Weapon. I've still never seen a single Lethal Weapon movie. Home Alone, The Holiday. The Holiday. I know I googled this one other live stream. I think it came up. Shit. Yeah. I don't think I've seen this. I remember seeing the trailers for it, but I don't think I ever watched it. I don't know what I would say my favorite Christmas movie is. It's probably Home Alone. You know, dude, I watched that movie a sinful amount of times when I was a kid. It was just fun. I mean, it was just on every day. One thing though, as much as it is on TV all the damn time, I have never sat through A Christmas Story once. I feel like I've seen the entire movie in broken bits, but I do not know that I have ever sat from beginning to credits through that movie. Am I gonna do a reaction to Rebel Moon or watch it in theaters? Man, wish I watched it in theaters, but I don't live in the States. Well, they're not playing it where I live, so I mentioned this earlier, but that was before you got in here, so no problem. Don't worry about that. But yeah, I'm not going to watch it until the real version of the movie is out. I'm not playing this Snyder Cut bullshit game that Netflix wants to play. I'll watch it when the real version comes out. I just bought Back to the Future playing cards. I think there are older movies that hold a lot of sentiment because they were a lot more hopeful. They haven't lost their innocence. I don't know that that's necessarily the case of why people argue the way they do today, though. I don't know that that falls into what I was saying, necessarily. There's supposed to be a new Trim movie? I think you correct yourself if I remember right. Tron, yes. Tron. There is. Tron, Rising? Tron Uprising? No, that's the show. What's the new Tron movie called? It's got a subtitle. It is not untitled. Ares, that's it. But it's got no one from the last movie and no one from the originals. It's all new cast, which honestly doesn't make any sense in universe. So they're gonna have to figure that one out. The spinoff is awful. Is there a Black Sails spinoff? Have I watched Arcane yet? Oh yeah, I watched that when it came out. I was watching that every weekend. I was a day oneer for that. I didn't know it was going to turn out to be what it was. You know, I saw the trailer for it and I was like, you know what, we'll give it a go. Because I used to play League of Legends a lot, but I didn't really know the story about it because it's so hard to keep up with it and it's always kind of retconning itself over and over again. But I was like, oh, we'll start here. Loved it. Loved it, loved it, loved it. Percy Jackson was great. Really enjoyed the first 2 episodes. Heard decent things about it so far. Ooh, a ways behind. Yes. I wish I was the Flash so I could see everything in the world. That would be awesome. You know, if I wanted food from somewhere specific, pizza place for somewhere else, and just go get it. He did watch Arcane a while ago. Peter finding his surrogate family and Bucky finding himself. Wakanda and the Kree being known to those in power. Good times. Yeah, I forgot about those. Those are all some really good details. I didn't consider the Wendy Lawson admitting and like opening up about the Kree connection that early. Didn't even consider that bit. And this is also before the Skrulls arrive on Earth. That could change things if they're pre-indoctrinated. Well, no, she's working with the Skrulls, I think, at that point. In my defense, Ant-Man 3 came out in the middle of school in the beginning of 2003. A lot of good movies came out after it. That is also fair. I feel like there isn't enough apocalyptic TV shows anymore. Honestly, because I think we got an overabundance of them for a minute. Lasso kept me from... Damn. I can honestly get that. I'm sorry to hear you were in a point like that, but I think stuff like that goes to show like how influential certain things like these, just like these simple shows and stuff like that can be. Like for me, like there's been games, there's been movies, there's been shows that have kept me from losing my fucking mind. Like I honestly like some of these shows like and stuff like that, like I honestly, like you, I probably wouldn't be here without certain media. I can definitely, like, Kingdom Hearts kept me from, like, fucking some definite deep, dark places. You know, it's like, people underestimate the value of art, man. Super Mario is a top 10. I really like how colorful it is. Also, glad you're here, COD. Tad, sorry. Glad you're here, Tad. And I hope you're doing better. Also, happy birthday still again? Guardians 3 would be up there. Latest Mission Impossible movie was tremendous. My favorite of that series, but Spider-Verse is movie of the year for me. My songs? Blue Beetle and TMNT were solid fun movies. Oh, God. Ugh. I enjoyed the Morbius movie, but of course, there's every single meme. It's true. What's up, Noober? Let's just not acknowledge Aquaman. Greatest sin is the fact that they completely wasted Black Manta. Hey, again, I liked it. I liked the movie. I thought it was fun. But yes. Wasted Black Manta, I don't think is an accurate term. But I can't go into anything about that without spoilers. So he does, in a sense, have his character once again kind of shafted a little bit, but don't care. Speaking of shows, I want to bundle Superman and Lois in a soft blanket and put it in a chair like a stuffy. I hope all the cast and crew find amazing prosperity after the curtain falls on the series. Speaking of, Elizabeth Tolick liked two of my tweets, my mentions, when I shared my little story about how much, because it was about when the news broke out about how she got an award for her performance of representing breast cancer in a TV series or something like that. I don't remember the exact award, but for representing the trials and tribulations of cancer on screen. And I talked about, and I talked about in my reactions, especially throughout that, how personal that all is, and how appreciative it was. While it hard to watch at times for me, was very therapeutic because my mother went through all the same stuff. She's still kicking. She very well could not have been. And just seeing the way they portrayed that just drudged up a lot of emotions that I guess have probably been unresolved, because I was also, I think at that time, young enough, old enough to know what it was about, but young enough to not really understand the weight of it. So there was a lot of emotions that I've had about that whole experience that I never really was able to tackle or wrap my head around, and the show really kind of, one, forced me into that, but handled itself so beautifully. It's just, oh. But she liked it. Didn't say anything, but she liked it. She liked my little thing. It's funny how Squid Game, the challenge, got a second season before the actual show. Well, it's much easier to produce. Realistically, there's zero writing that has to go into it. I mean, I'm sure maybe some bits are scripted or some people are told what to say, but it's not a story. So the creator, for the cultural phenomenon, the first one was the creator who took forever to write that first season to begin with, is like, hey, we can't just come back to this with shit. So it's gonna take a while before we get a continuation of the other show, the main show. Live in Australia, where there's some sessions that didn't say there were subtitles for -1, so I don't know if that means it was dubbed or if it just didn't have subtitles. I'd be curious about that. I was under the impression they didn't release a dubbed version, but I could be wrong. Artful Dodger is a character from Oliver Twist. It's set 15 years after Oliver Twist and stars Thomas Brody Sangster. Yep, never seen it. -1 was the first subbed Japanese movie ever watched, let alone watched in cinemas, and loved it, hence it'd be my third favorite movie of the year. I would definitely love to put it up there, but I think some of those other movies still kind of beat it out a little bit for me, but I don't know. It's tough. We had a tough run. We had a good run of some movies this year, all in all. We had a lot of stinkies, but we had some pretty solid movies that came out this year. But yeah, I think that was the first subbed. It was definitely the first Japanese Godzilla film I've ever seen in a theater. Usually it was always home video or anything like that I would watch it, but yeah, no, all the anime I saw in theaters was still dubbed. So yeah, that was my first subbed Japanese film that I saw in theaters. The Night Swim movie is a new horror movie that comes out either next year or 2025. Also don't know if James Wan is involved with it. Might be kind of a stretch, but I hope Tom Cruise gets a suitable role to play in the Reacher series. That would be interesting to bring him in. I'm still wondering if I should watch those Reacher films. They're worth the watch. You should really check out The Creator when you have a chance. It's amazing. Directed by Gareth Edwards, and the cast is insane. Yeah, the thing that turned me off about it is, like, I just, like, I feel like I've seen this story 100 times before. So, like, other than the visuals, I wasn't, like, pulled in to needing to go see it. And I just never, obviously, you had other stuff going on around the time, too. So, like, I just, like, the past 3 or 4 months, I've not been to the theater as much as I have been in the past. So, I think it's just energy, man. I feel like there's no point in talking here. I waited for my messages to appear and no ice. Huh? I mean, I've been reading your messages. I mean, I'm 20-something minutes behind them. So I will get to them unless YouTube is eating them, because YouTube will randomly delete messages without any kind of notice or anything from my end. But I mean, I've seen like 3, 4, 5 messages from you so far, Tad. I'm sorry. I mean, I can't help I can't help how long it takes me to get to messages. But I do read everybody's stuff. So the movies I remember: Barbie, Oppenheimer, Across the Spider-Verse, Guardians of the Galaxy 3, They Clone Tyrone, John Wick 4, Transformers 7, TMNT, Blue Beetle, FNAFs, Mission Impossible 7, Indiana Jones, Marvel's, Aquaman. There's also more than that. I've definitely seen more than those, but I have seen all the ones you mentioned, except I haven't seen They Clone Tyrone. Favorites of the year: film, Oppenheimer. Favorite show is probably The Fall of the House of Usher, but out of all I've seen this year is Band of Brothers and Ikaru. Fun. I've heard good things about Band of Brothers. As far as war content goes, I'm not watched a lot. You know, I guess, fuck, why am I blanking right now? Wow. Why am I, Forrest Gump. I guess Forrest Gump kind of counts, but outside of that, you know, The Greatest Beer Run Ever was probably the next closest thing I've seen to something like that. I've seen Full Metal Jacket, but I don't remember too much about that. It's been a long time, but war movies, I've not seen very many of them, let alone shows. I think I have the hots for Jamie, classic Who companion. He's very cute. Jamie is one of my favorite classic Who, probably my second favorite classic Who companion is Jamie. -1, haven't seen it yet. Definitely check it out if you get a chance. I got to see Die Hard in cinemas late night with my best friend who had never seen it. It's such a good experience in cinemas. That would be an interesting watching us in a theater for sure, I would imagine. I think I'm in love with Godzilla -1. I mean, it's a good movie. There's a lot of stuff to talk about in it, too. Jensen plays Batman in the new animated universe, so he could do it. Yeah, he does already voice Batman, so there is that. Some layers there. I wish there was a show about cobblers or tailors, going something a little less impressive than doctors, cops, and lawyers, but still useful to people. There's definitely a way to do that, too. I think there's be some value in shining some light and stuff like that, for sure. Trailers are amazing. What's going on over there at Insomniac Games, like with Wolverine Game Leagues? Look into it all. I'm not going to get into it. I also don't want to talk about any of it. Someone new to love is not replacing your old friend. It's sharing love with someone new. I like that. I do like that. Aw. I was watching an interview with Alan Richardson, and he just straight up said he could kick the ass of everyone in the cast of Fast X, which is hilarious and probably true. I think I know the one you're talking about, but I remember reading that a different way. I don't know. But, I mean, he's probably not wrong. I think the only person that might give him a run for his money might be Jason Statham. or, you know, The Rock, just based on size alone. Ugh! I think that was when I saw this message come in, I think when I was talking about the new cat we got. Scream 7 just lost their director. Okay, so I guess this just happened. Somebody else just mentioned that earlier in the stream. So I guess this is a new news. I imagine if it did, somebody probably tagged me in it. Not yet. But I'm sure it would be on my feed. I don't see it like... Yeah, here it is. Yep. Yep, okay. He himself officially put that out. Fun, fun. Bruh, Alan Richardson was a menace in Fast X. I mean, he was barely in it, but I hope we get to see more of him in the next one. What the hot celebrities aren't trapped in the room, but staying in the room with you. That's even better. So happy you're enjoying your new furry family member. We just adopted a mother cat whose babies were adopted, and she was left unadorned at the Hope. You guys have a great first holiday together. She's a doll right now, man. So like I'm glad. It's also been helping a lot with just kind of coping as well. If they're not trapped, it would go better. But she's a sweetie. She's not in here too often without sleeping, but I finally cleaned my office because outside of what you couldn't see, I mean, there was obviously some boxes and stuff here that were in the corner, but there was a lot of clutter over here. My desk was a atrocious mess, and yeah. I finally cleaned because I was like, okay, she's getting used to a new area, so if I want her in here, I'd rather it not be pure chaos. So maybe maybe sometime soon I'll finally do the room tour. That was a lovely adoption story. We'll be getting to meet your fluffy baby. Do you have a name? We're kind of settled on Mimi at the moment. For me, I was just thinking of things like I started off with Momo. Scully and Momo were two that I was going to go with, and then from Momo it went to Mimi because I was thinking Digimon, because I was thinking going through a bunch of Digimon character names, and Mimi came up, and we were like, one of the times, sometimes when we had called Poppy and stuff like that, or just cats in general, we've been saying like Mimi Mau Mau, so instead we were just like, what about just Mimi? But I don't know. Right now, we're set up on Mimi at the moment. What's up, Busy? I wish I could just take my camera off its stand and just walk around the room. But, I mean, I could do that free-handed, but I can't do that and stream it or anything, you know? It's like all kinds of cables connected to it. If I could do that, that'd be so much easier, but... I want a sequel to Malignant, because the first one was awesome. The third act of the movie was insane, except for that one scene in the police station. I'd be fine with that. Wanted to pop in and say happy holidays. Well, thank you, Carrie. I hope you're enjoying your weekend as well, and I hope you have a nice, fun little Christmas. And stay safe. I think we're not. Well, I mean, your neck of the woods might be a little more chaotic, but right now I think we're planning for a warmer Monday, which will be interesting. Not sure if you answered this question already, but would you like an 80s Avengers spin-off show like they were doing for Marvel Zombies? Actually, I think somebody had mentioned they would be down for something like that, and I was like, I'd give it a chance. I'm not hungry for it, but I'd give it a chance. Violent Night is a Christmas movie. Die Hard is. Well, Violent Night is literally got Santa in it. So, I don't know. I still haven't seen Silent Night. I also still have not seen Silent Night. And now we have Violent Night. There are so many nights and nights. Silent Night. Malignant was wild. Yeah, I need to watch that movie again in the understanding that it was meant to be the way it was, because my review still, as it still stands for my first experience, I did not know what the fuck I was watching. I give up on a third Happy Death Day movie because curse you, box office numbers. I'll react to the next one eventually. Agreed with what you said about some people wouldn't like their old childhood faves. Some hold up, sure, but there are some really rough. Very accurate. Just got hit with an ad. Didn't know that could happen in a live stream. I jumped. Yeah, that can happen now. Muppet Christmas Carol. Nightmare Before Christmas, Polar Express. Klaus. Klaus is a beautiful, beautiful movie, man. Die Hard. Some of my favorites. Christmas movies. I would add Gremlins in there now. I had a damn good time with Gremlins watching that. I'm kind of disappointed in myself, and that's just my poor planning that I didn't do a Christmas movie this year. But we got a Christmas special. It's almost as long enough to be a movie. Do you think it's fair for a younger person to judge a movie just as a movie rather than judging it for when it came out or what it was culturally at the time? Like, I'm 21 and just saw Die Hard for the first time like last year, and I think it's very overrated. I liked it, but the hype it gets is insane. I get it being a normal guy being cool, but still. I think that's totally, totally fine. I feel that way about Ghostbusters, about the original Ghostbusters. That felt overhyped for me. I mean, I grew up around that time, but I didn't watch it until I was in my 20s. Not in full. I'd seen the second movie, but not enough to remember it. I watched the cartoon more than I had ever seen the movies. So I felt like that about the first Ghostbusters film. So there's been a couple of situations like that for me. But when I watched Die Hard, I thought it held up incredibly well and really enjoyed it. But I don't think there's any problem with that at all, necessarily. A lot of that is going to be carried over nostalgia from some people. So where the overratedness comes from, it's probably the overzealousness of people talking about it that grew up with it. So like a lot of that gets carried up with it as well when you're hearing about movies like that from back then, from before your time, young one. Other older films, some do hold up though. I do think that they get the hype around because of nostalgia. Oh, if I just kept reading, you said exactly what I said. No, good vibes. I completely agree with you. I didn't know Aquaman 2 came out. Yeah, this week. I miss Jimmy Woo. I want to see him again in the MCU. We last saw him in WandaVision. No, it won't happen, but I don't watch the movie. I have no evidence that it didn't happen. The twist in Fast X was hilarious. Like, they showed you a glance, and you miss it. The back of Alan's head in the villain flashback. But other than that, came out of nowhere. Like, boom, RPG, Dom, I betrayed you. Yeah, it really does feel like it's out of nowhere. But yeah, you do see him if you go back and you look at that initial shot. So yeah, you're keeping an eye out. You thought everyone would just become family? I mean, that's kind of what happens in those movies. It's like the definition of you can't beat them, join them. I know, they played that trope. They acknowledged the trope, and then they used that trope against us. I know, that's what was great about it. Momoa was kind of meta in the movie. Like, gosh, Dom, you're so strong, just chucking me around. Family, Dommy. Dude, Jason Momoa was the fucking best thing about that movie. Shaw didn't actually kill Han, and now they're on the same side. I still think all that is so convoluted and so dumb as hell, but yeah. Momoa did a good job. He did. He's like the Fast Furious had a Joker. He very much so is. My biggest issue with the Fast movies, in all honesty, isn't the unrealistic stunts or fights, just that the people keep dying and coming back. Like, everyone's always dying, then alive, and then bad, then good. I agree. And Giselle coming back at the end of this last one? Why? Why? Why is oh my god, why is Jesse not alive? Why is fucking shit, what's his name? Literally everybody has come back from the dead except Jesse and Vince. And I wouldn't be surprised if fucking brain splatter cop lady, I don't remember her name right now, Dom's baby mama, just magically came back from the dead at this point. Like, goddamn. It's more of what the creator represents. You don't need 200 million to make a good blockbuster. It's a classic trope, but the symbolism is definitely more important. I don't know. I'll probably give it a chance when it comes out. Flash and Sisu. Yes, both of those as well. Yeah, no, I'm not touching that shit. The Han thing is literally insane. He dies in a random crash during a chase. Twist was Han was killed in this chase on purpose by Shaw. Twist, he never died and was actually an undercover agent who faked his death. Yeah, all of that is ridiculous. I'm glad Han's back. I just wish there was a better way around it. I was on the Justice for Han campaign for years. There's no way Alan can beat John Cena. You can't fight what you can't see. God damn it, Sean. What do you think is going to be the game of 2024? There's a lot of big games in 2023, but there is also a lot of chaos at the studios. I don't know. I say this every time. I don't know what comes out next year. I mean, GTA 6 comes out next year? Or is that 2025 still? I mean, the biggest game I know that's coming out is going to be Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, which I cannot wait to play. I'm also mildly intimidated to play it based on some of the things that they've done with the combat system that is going to require me to get good. But I honestly, like, outside of Rebirth, I don't know of any bigger games or any games that could be bigger than that are on the slate next year. But that's my guess. The creator was really good. Just wish it was longer. Could have used another 30 minutes, to be honest. Cool. QQQ. Mouse was a pleasant surprise. Got a modern take on the character. I could do without the anime influence, but since it's a part of the style, it's an exception with... Oh! I was like, what are we talking about? My advent... Yeah, what's mouse? What are we talking about? I think we're talking about... I think my adventures with Superman, but the acronym doesn't match. I'm sorry, Newbert. Room tour, room tour, room tour. What's up, Sean again? Busy. Funko Pops, Pink Sun. There's only Funko Pops. There's literally only. Every inch of the house is just Funko Pops. No, I've kind of taken a step back on definitely purchasing those at this point. Maybe some posters. No, there's definitely some posters. Violent Night is quite literally a Christmas movie, but top 5 for sure. Yeah, I was like, there's no way it's not a Christmas movie. I've had a bit of the holiday blues recently, so I've been trying to find some comedies. Been watching Brooklyn Nine-Nine, but are there any others that I should be aware of? How about What We Do in the Shadows? I think that's delightfully fun. I've only seen like a couple episodes of the first season. I loved the movie, but I haven't watched too much of the show. I got a huge crush. I don't remember her name, but on the lady that's part of the little household. Like, she's just fucking nice. But that show was hilarious for the little bit that I've seen of it, and I do want to go back and watch more of it. That 90s show, pleasant, kind of time capsulous little show. I really dug it. If we're talking like comedies, Ted Lasso, if you need to pick me up and you haven't watched Ted Lasso, I mean, Ted Lasso. The protagonist is literally Santa Claus. How's it not a Christmas movie? Antagonist's name is Scrooge. All the antagonists in the Christmas reference are not a Christmas movie. I'm jealous of Christmas in America. For you guys, you get the Christmas winter. For us in Australia, we have peak of summer during Christmas, so we have to deal with 30 plus C on Christmas Day. So no ugly sweaters for us. I mean, you could still put one on. You would probably be sweating like a like a pig or the Australian equivalent. Do they have pigs in Australia? This is a fucking dumb thing to say right there. Yeah, I do always forget about that, you know? That idea, that concept where Christmas is such a northern hemisphere time of the year in the way that it's portrayed and viewed and all that kind of stuff, but it's also celebrated in places where that completely cannot happen. So I've never really thought about how that must feel sometimes. I haven't had snow at all, just sunny days, but blue lip weather. It's been pretty chilly though. Today and yesterday have been pretty warm, generally speaking. We had like a little flurry of snow a few days ago, but it like immediately melted like within the hour. Also, Jimmy Woo was in Ant-Man for 3 seconds, so we didn't see him last in WandaVision. Was he? I'm jealous of the Christmas markets in Germany. They are beautiful and amazing. Christmas in Florida and Georgia are okay. Just a time to overbuy stuff, honestly. Not even snow where I was. Dude, I would love to kind of, I feel like Christmas in Germany would be, or like that region in general where it kind of spawned would be an experience. The only people that have stayed dead in the Fast and Furious are the ones who got shot. Only bullets can kill them. Are they silver bullets? Are they vampires? / werewolves? I don't know, man. I'd buy it with the fucking overpowered abilities these characters have. When did Letty, also it's one of those things, when did Letty become a master of hand-to-hand combat? Dom's got superpowers. Like, he is supernaturally strong in this series. So like the series has just gone, like from 5 onward, the series has just like become something completely different. Anyway, I still enjoy it for what it is now, but I do miss what it used to be in a lot of ways. It's December and it's just rowdy. I don't know. Raining and lightning, good old Christmas weather. Sarcasm. Yeah, that's kind of what we got right now. The weather this year has been hella weird. Not a lot of snow where my family is in Tennessee, but there's not a lot of snow in a lot of places that should be seen. Tons of snow. Yeah, normally, for sure. I don't mind that people like Die Hard, just agree when people say it's the best action movie ever. Oh, it's definitely not. I'm like John Wick, The Raid, Mission Impossible, etc. Called, asked, what the fuck? Yeah, I get what you're saying. Oh, you're definitely right on that aspect. I still need to watch The Raid. I live in Austin, Texas. Winter is not a thing, really. I can imagine. Because I know, like, it's just chaos on wheels whenever you guys get any ice on the roads at all. Creator is out on Disney Plus now, so I'm definitely going to rewatch it. Is it? Might have to look into that. What did you think of the FF16 DLC? I haven't started it yet because I haven't had time. I still need to play that, and I still need to catch up on, I still need to finish God of War. I'm going to say that till the end of time, until I finally do it. But I haven't played the new DLC yet, so I don't know. I hear the final boss is very difficult. Can't wait till it comes to PC. Dude, I can't wait for the PC port of that game. I'll play it all over again. Yes, Ahsoka did come out, but I wouldn't put it in my top shows. What's your favorite adaptation of Christmas Carol? I love the Patrick Stewart film and the Doctor Who special. And yes, My Adventures with Superman. My bad. Okay, good. Okay, I was very confused if it was anything but that. Honestly, I think A Muppet Christmas Carol is my favorite adaptation of A Christmas Carol, to be honest. Or the one with Mickey. I like the Mickey one, because obviously Scrooge McDuck as Scrooge is just a gem. Don't get winter tip till January and February, so it's a little sad. I love the winter. When I was in New York, it snowed like little bits. Seems like Fast franchise needs Abe Lincoln to take those vamps down. Nice. When did Letty become a master of hand-to-hand combat? Same time that Ludacris became a pro hacker. Oh yeah, he was just a guy that installed car upgrades, ran a garage that repainted and installed car shit. And then he just became a pro hacker. I completely didn't even think about that. I mean, he was good with computers then. You have to be to install some of the stuff that they do, that they utilize in those builds. But not like that. You're right. And whoever squad learned martial arts and superpowers. So effing wild with Dom. He literally can't be stopped. Family is too strong. Yeah, the moment he stomped the ground and that was enough force to collapse a parking garage, or when a concrete structure fell upon him, he was totally fine, or able to break concrete, or able to one-handed flip a car. I'm like, what is going on anymore? Did you enjoy Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1? It was my first Mission Impossible in cinemas. Can't wait for Part 2. What did you want? Say what you want about TC as a person, but God, he makes good movies. Check out my reaction. Check out my reaction. It was fine. I liked it. It's probably in the middle, somewhere in the bottom. Like, it's still not my least favorite. I don't remember which one I actually put it over. I definitely put it above 2, and 1. It's above 2. It's probably second to last for me. Oh no, he's caught up again. Quick, make him rant about something. First, orange, the fruit or color. I'm going to be sacrilegious and say my favorite adaptation of A Christmas Carol has been every time I've seen a different stage play of it. Especially the HH adaptation, they can be hilarious. I mean, that's not a bad play. It's not a bad one. Where do you stay? Yeah, ice here is awful. I mean, I'm in West Virginia, so like, it's not, our weather is so volatile all year round because of the mountains and the valleys and stuff like that. Like, it can change on a dime, but I am not unfamiliar with driving snow through winding hills and valleys and back roads. Yeah, I'm used to driving in snow. That was peak. The thing about the street fights is when the street always wins. Stomps causes a fucking earthquake. Yeah, dude. That was... Oh my god. That moment will live in my brain forever. Will we be doing a stream next weekend? Yeah. Yeah, I'll be doing a stream next weekend. I think Chainsaw's also doing a stream that evening, so I'll have a stream here and then a stream over on his channel, more than likely there. I haven't had a white Christmas in years. I feel like I get a little cynical every time. Yeah, I feel you there. I can't remember the last time we did either. Would you rather fight the Justice League or Avengers? I would fight Avengers. Superman won't let me die. I'd probably... Same reason. I feel like I would have a better chance fighting the Avengers. Anyway. Not that I have a chance. Regardless. West Virginia, Mountain Mama, take me home. Country roads. Yeah, man. It's still funny to me. That song's not actually about West Virginia, but it's hilarious history of that song, but it is our song at this point, even though it shouldn't be. We need Vin Diesel's Van Helsing, Xander Cage team up against Dom. I was watching Blind Wave's reaction. Sorry to kind of get sidetracked there. I was watching their reaction to Fast X, and they were like, well, the second one could be Fast XX, and then the third one would be Fast XXX, which leads into the transition into Xander Cage and a crossover between his two franchises. I would be all for that. Avengers will kill me, I mean. Batman won't. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas as well. You need to do a drinking reaction to Vin Diesel's The Last Witch Hunter. I really would not want to watch that, to be honest. Hopefully I could date Wonder Woman. Good luck on that front. Dude, if I'm in the DC universe, I will be finding Zatanna real quick. I am vengeance. Merry Christmas, and thank you for all you do. Keep up the great work. Thank you, Dark Car. Likewise, likewise. Did you hear the news about Vin Diesel and his assistant from 13 years ago that just came out? Shit is wild. I saw that it came out. I haven't read the details, but I have heard the details are very vile, like the accusations. I haven't actually seen what they are, though. But, my God, man. Every couple weeks, it's just another spiel coming out. I just have to say, have a lovely Christmas and start to 2024. Well, thank you, Vicky. Thanks for stopping in. Hope you're doing okay. Hope you're feeling well. Hope everything's going good over on the other side of the pond. Haven't talked in a minute, but thanks for stopping in. But I wish you all the same. Hope everything's going on over there, and to another File Fest one day. Have a good week, Omni. Merry Christmas. Take care. Thanks for all you do. Love you. Love you guys too, man. I'm liking season 2 of Reacher. Loving it. Absolutely loving it. Loving this show. I still think I've got a soft spot for season 1 right now, but it doesn't mean season 2 is any less amazing. If you think about it, Mortal Man wouldn't survive a hit from Avenger. Meh. I'm in the DC universe. I'm trying to be adopted by Bruce Wayne. Fair. Cap's shield would cut you. Hulk would smash you. Iron Man's blast would blow you up. Hawkeye and like shoot you. Oh, it's just a murder fest right there. Batman Vampire Hunter would be a dope idea for a film. Didn't we have that Batman versus Dracula a long time ago? Probably not the same thing. Hope it's not true about Ben. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if it is. Batman vs. Yeah, that. Have you watched the Xander Cage movies? I've seen the first one. I did not see the second one. Or maybe I did. I don't remember. I don't know if I've seen the second one. I've seen the first one. I don't know if I've seen the second one. Did they make another one? For what they are, it's low-key good. It would make for a good cheesy movie reaction. Merry Xmas and happy holidays. Hope your week ahead is relaxing and low stress. I'm crossing my fingers, man. I'm crossing my fingers. In a multiverse Earth where Spider-Man fights vampires. I'm good. Still buzzing about David Tennant, Doctor Who. Excited for Shooty arriving on Christmas Day. And see you at the next X-File gathering. Hell yeah. Dude, I am very excited for Shooty. I'm still like high off the David Tennant stuff, much like you. That was such a pleasant surprise, and I loved the way they gave a full circle catharsis for his Doctor, and just kind of the Doctor that we've been with since the revival started. It was a nice little bookend to that, and really kind of send us clean on a new journey. And Shooty's just got this energy, this vibe. It's got me really excited to see what he brings to the table in his run in Series 15. But yes, I really want to go to the next X-Files gathering, man. Whether it's the one in New York or another File Fest in Minnesota, man. Either way. Seriousness of the accusations aside, this might be the only thing that can stop Dom. Oh my God, you're very right. That's so true. Outside of Final Fantasy, what are some of your favorite games? Well, my favorite games are Kingdom Hearts. But you could also argue that falls in the Final Fantasy blanket. Halo. Franchises I love. Halo, Kingdom Hearts, Final Fantasy, Devil May Cry, huge one. Resident Evil, Jedi Survivor, that whole line of games. Here I go again. Destiny, I'm off and on. I've kind of gotten burned out on that as of late. You know, the Spider-Man PS5 games, the Batman games, those are the main ones. Pokemon, I'm always down for a good Pokemon, though I still have yet to have time to play Scarlet or Violet, so that's the only ones I haven't been able to crack into with any significant amount of time just yet. Yeah. Those are the main ones that are coming to my brain at the moment. Batman Hunting Vampires, even though BVD was pretty good. Love Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Hell yeah. Have a suggestion on what Marvel can do with the Kang thing. Since John Mather isn't at Marvel anymore, they can shift focus to Ravonna Renslayer on being the big bad, because her objective at the end of Loki, she ended up with Alioth based on Loki Season 1. Alioth was the thing that killed all the Kangs. There you go. You make a very, very, very damn good point. Hell yeah, man. Happy Hogan Die Hard tomorrow on What If. You're right. I forgot about that. That is tomorrow. What do you think about Deadpool 3 being the only MCU movie coming out next year? Honestly, I'm totally okay with us having a huge ramp down, man. Totally fine with that. I hope there's an episode in the show where they talk about something that sounds like the celestial being stuck under the earth. Yeah, they should bring that up. Ooh, let's see. Lone Wolf, thank you again for another super chat. Daredevil versus Green Arrow, who you got? I love you, Ollie, but I'd probably have to go with Green Arrow. Okay. If we're talking comic books, I would probably say Daredevil would clean house against Green Arrow. If we're talking the live action counterparts, I think Stephen Amell's Oliver might be able to beat Charlie Cox's Daredevil in a 1-to-1. But I don't know. It's a toss up there. If we're talking comics, I think Daredevil would clean Green Arrow, but live action's a little bit of a different story. Something tells me Big Finish is going to have a field day with 14. Probably. I can't imagine they won't touch it at all. Ralph Ineson sues Disney, claiming permanent damage after injury on Willow. Really? Damn. Okay. Green Arrow would win not just because of his sound weakness, but if Oliver has the right trick arrows, he's done for. Okay, that is also a very valid point. Towards comic book Green Arrow, I guess. I don't know. It's fine. Rope arrow that ties people up. You should check out The Pacifier. It's one of those late 90s, 2000s, as Vin is the main character. He's genuinely hilarious due to its comedy and some stupid moments is slept on. I remember that movie. I remember that trailer. I don't think I ever watched it, though. Exploding arrows would mess up Daredevil's hearing, but also body because it's a bomber. Scream 7, honestly, just let it be at this point. Maybe in another 5 to 10 years, try again, but right now there's no winning or good idea. Please just stop. Knowing them, they'll still do it and flop. Yep, hope they do not. Have I watched Paul? Is that the Simon Pegg movie with the alien? Or are you meaning something else? If you're talking, either way, no. I actually haven't seen it. If that's the one you're talking about, and if it's anything other than that, I haven't seen it either, more than likely, because it's not ringing a bell. Ralph Ineson, who was Sid in Final Fantasy and also did Game of Thrones, was injured in a night shoot for Willow and hurt his shoulder. Honestly, I think you could still make a killing doing VA, though it's cold comfort. Very true. Paul Blart is Die Hard, but PG and Black Friday, and better because it's Paul. Effing Blart. Paul Blart's an interesting movie, man. Boxing Glove Arrow is OP. Saw Tenet in Macbeth last week. I saw some clips from that, and I think that would be wild. As usual, where'd it go? As usual, he was incredible doing live Shakespeare. He makes it so accessible to modern audiences. I would imagine so. I'm sure the play scene over there is so much fun. The show Daredevil and the show Arrow Daredevil might win because I think Daredevil is a better fighter. See, I was on the other side of that one. I'm the only one who actually prefers recasting over killing, slash writing off a character. Don't limit a writer just because an actor did something stupid. I think we should recast. It depends on the situation. I think. Like, is it a character we could do without and just have them killed off? Or written off? And the story doesn't suffer. Otherwise, recast. It's not that big a deal, and we've done it before. Rhodey fucking Rhodes. He looks like a better fighter. Last minute, show up from the pub. Have a great Christmas, Omni. Have fun, eat lots, and all the best. Thank you, Ragu. Stay safe, enjoy your drinks, and hopefully we'll see you in the next one, man. As someone who has a bum shoulder, who once begged my doctor to cut off my arm because of the pain, it's amazing how much your life changes with limited shoulder mobility. I could only imagine, because that's such a inconvenient spot to begin with. Simon Pegg movie, that definitely needs a reaction. You will cry from laughter. I wanted to see it because I love like alien shit like that, man. And like I don't know, I never got around to it, so I'll probably have to do that one of these days. Merry Christmas, Omni, and I salute you, buddy. Well, thank you, Ginger. Right back at you, as always. Do you look at any MCU, DCU, or etc. spoilers set photos before the movies? I try not to. sometimes, thanks to the internet, and obviously, you know, the algorithms being what they would with the stuff I like, it does get really difficult to avoid. MCU stuff, I rarely end up seeing, like, behind-the-scenes stuff. For DC, the Flash stuff, like, that was next to impossible. And for the DC TV shows, same thing. Like, especially for the Flash TV show while that was going on, it was really difficult to avoid spoilers. But for the most part, I try my damnedest to avoid any of that shit. Because I don't want to be spoiled. I want the surprises. But, hell, sometimes an actor will just straight up do it themselves. Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, yeah! War Machine and Hulk got recast, and Ross is getting recast. See, we got another one. I forgot about Ross. You know, he's getting his actor died, and they're recasting him for with Harrison Ford. You know, War Machine, Hulk, yeah, great points all across the board right there. Do you think Black Panther being killed off was the way to go? Or do you think A, he should have been recast, or B, killed off on or off screen by a villain? I personally would have preferred a recast. I understand the sentiment on both sides for that case, but I would have preferred a recast. I was mainly thinking of Kang and T'Challa. Both could have been recast. Samey Dane. Merry Christmas. Thank you, Yuda. Appreciate you. We have caught up to the chat. I'm probably going to take a nap because I'm going to have to get ready for What If tonight, because those bastards reset their release schedule back to 3 in the morning. They hate us. I don't know why they switched it back. It should have just permanently been what they've been doing with these last couple of shows. That was so much better on me and everybody else in our time zones, and fuck everybody else. No, it's fine. It's just going back to what it used to be and me getting less sleep again. At least these are short episodes, and they're so much easier to edit than everything else, but even so, it's a holiday weekend, and I would like to get as much rest as possible, but it is what it is. But anyway, guys, enjoy your holiday. If you celebrate it or not, stay safe this weekend. Merry Christmas. Happy holidays. All that jazz. If I do not see you the following weekend, you know, Happy New Year. And stay safe. Take care, everybody. Love ya. Stay safe. Have fun. Enjoy yourself. And happy holidays.